Welcome to Pilates for Runners, and it's day 5 of your 7-day challenge. This session is focused on hip mobility, which is really crucial as a runner, because obviously we want to maintain a good range of movement in the hips so that we can fully extend the hip when we drive back as part of that push-off phase of our run. So this session we're going to do down on the mat. The only thing you're going to need is a cushion for under your knee for some of the stretches that we're going to do. When you're ready, we're going to bring the feet out in front and hip distance apart, hands behind you, and then keeping your shoulders as still as possible, we're just going to roll the knees down one way and then roll them the other way. So the hips roll off the mat, but like I say, the shoulders stay really still. So we're getting a little bit of movement through the hips and lower back. When you're ready, take the feet a little bit wider and do the same thing. Starting to push that trailing knee down towards the floor. So we get a little bit more movement and mobility through the hips. Okay, nice big breaths as you do this. Again, widen the feet if you can. And again, down. Trailing knee presses towards the floor. Shoulders stay as still as you can. Good, last 2. Good, then. We're going to take the knees down to the side and we're going to pull that back knee as far back as we can, so we really open out through the front. This one we're going to bring in and rest it near to that thigh. Then when you're ready, big breath in, squeeze the bottom, push the hip forwards and arch back. So you end up getting a stretch down that trailing leg at the front and then return. Big breath in, exhale, reach and return. And return. This next one we're going to see if we can hold. So squeeze the bottom, push the hips forward, reach back behind with that hand. So you want to feel like you're pushing the hips forward rather than arching the lower back. All right, reach and hold. Nice big breaths. Good, then sweep the arm down. Sweep the legs round and take the feet the other way. Push that trailing hip back as far as it will go. This foot near to the thigh. And then again, squeeze the bottom, push the hips forward, arch back and release. And release. Good, this one we're going to hold. Squeeze the bottom, push the hips forward. Remember, work by pushing the hips forward rather than arching the lower back. Nice big breaths. Reaching behind you with this top hand. So opening the shoulder as well. Last few breaths. Then come down, grab your cushion and we're going to come around and onto all fours. We're going to put the cushion under our right knee and then moving the hands to the left-hand side of the mat, we're going to take a big step forward with the left leg. So if you can't get it forward in one go, then just inch it forwards so that the foot is at least in front of the knee or under it, not behind the knee. All right, when you're there, tuck the tailbone under, so scoop the belly in, squeeze the bottom and then push your hips down towards the floor. So again, you're opening out that trailing leg at the front into your hip flexors. And then from there, nice big breaths. Settle into that stretch. And then we're going to take the left hand and we're going to put it on the left knee and just push the knee out to the side. So if you want to see from this angle, just pushing the knee out and back. So we've still got that hip flexor stretch on the right and we're just opening the front hip out with a little bit of movement. Good, push it out and hold it out. Remember, tuck the tailbone, push the hips towards the floor. Release that off. Then take your left hand and reach it behind you. So you're twisting towards that left leg and then back. Twist behind and then come back. Good, 2 more. Then twist and hold. Stay there. You can rest the hand on your lower back if that's easier, or reach behind and hold it there. Return with that left hand. Walk the hands in so you come into a high kneel position. Lift the left toes up and away from the floor. Now we're going to tip the tailbone the other way, so you're going to lift it up behind you. Sweep the arms up and hinge down, so keeping a nice straight back until you feel that lovely hamstring stretch. Okay, if you need to, you can have a soft bend in this knee. The important thing is a nice straight spine and a lifted tailbone. And release. Hinge forward and release. If you can reach down towards the floor without arching your back, then you can tap the floor here. Okay, we're going to hold on this next one. So either hands on the thighs or hands on the floor, as long as you keep the tailbone up behind you. Toes pull back towards you. And then release off. And we're going to reach behind and grab hold of that right foot. So bring it up towards you. And we're scooping the tummy in, pushing the hip bones forward. So tuck the tailbone under again, because we're going to stretch the front into the quads now. So tuck the tailbone, push the hips forward, and then pull heel to bottom. So we're going down into the quad now. You'll get a little bit of a hip flexor stretch as well again, but it's mainly into the quads. Just widen this left leg if you need help with balance. That's it. Tuck the tailbone right under. Push the hips forward. Hold that stretch. And then release off, let go of the foot gently. Switch the cushion over. We're going to do the same on the other side. So cushion goes under the left knee. Hands to the left-hand side of the mat. Step forward with the right, either in one step or shuffle it forwards. Tuck the tailbone under and push the hips down towards the floor. So creating that hip flexor stretch on the left. Nice big breaths. Okay, then holding that stretch on the left, hand on the right knee, and just pushing it, rolling it out, opening out that right hip at the same time. Good, hold it out there if you can. Push the hips down towards the floor. Release it off, and then right hand reaches behind you, and then back. Good, keep the tailbone tucking under and the hips pushing down as you reach behind. So it increases that stretch into the hip flexors. Next one we're going to hold. So reach behind you, either leaving the arm there or resting it on the small of the back. Nice big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Come back with that hand. Walk the hands in. Straighten the leg or as much as possible. Remember, you can keep a soft bend in it. Because we're going to stretch the back of the leg now, we want to lift the tailbone up behind us. From there, hinging forward into that stretch and release. Toes pull back towards you. Good, getting a bit further each time if you can. And then we're going to hold the next one. So come down, hands on the thigh or hands on the floor. Lift the tailbone, lift the chest. And just hold that stretch. From there, bend into that knee, come back up. Take that leg a little bit wider if you want some help with balance. And then reaching around, we're going to grab hold of that left leg, or left foot, I should say. Pulling it in, tucking the tailbone under again, because we're going to go to the quads at the front. Tuck the tailbone under and shift that heel as close to your bottom as you can. And then just hold it. Simple as that. Doesn't feel simple. Feels like it's stretching. Good, tuck and push forward. And remember, particularly if this feels tight, using your breath to just inhale and then on the out breath, consciously trying to relax around the hips and quads. So you're not gripping that stretch. You're relaxing into it. Good, last few breaths. And then releasing off gently. Bring it back in, just circling the hips. And we are done for today.